When you black out in bed and fall asleep, what is really happening? In mystical terms, what many describes as blacking out when you're falling asleep is not a simple cessation of awareness, but rather a profound shift. Your consciousness slipping across the boundaries of ordinary perception and journeying into alternate dimensions. In this state, the linear logic of daylight dissolves, and the self is untethered from the constraints of physical reality. This dimensional crossing enables the psyche to access realms where healing, integration, and insight are possible, often in ways inaccessible to waking thought. It's in these interstitial moments, as the mind surrenders to the dark, that the soul embarks upon its nightly voyage, traversing landscapes woven from memory, archetype, and spirit. Here, old wounds are met with compassion. Guidance is offered by unseen mentors, and the lessons of both suffering and transcendence are absorbed, preparing you for the day to come. Sleep is far more than a nightly retreat from the world's noise. It's the crossing of threshold, a silent passage into realms where the soul communes with the mysteries that waking life so often obscures. In the hush of slumber, when the body yields to restorative darkness, consciousness loosens its grip on the ordinary and embarks upon journeys profound and transformative. Here, the wounded healer Chiron meets the battlefield of Aries, not in the bright tumult of day, but in the fertile shadows where wounds are acknowledged, tended, and paradoxically healed through connection to others. The cosmic energies at play, especially under the influence of eclipses and planetary conjunctions, stir the deeper waters of the psyche, inviting us to revisit old pains, longings, and dreams. Saturn's lessons echo in these depths, whispering of responsibility, boundaries, and the maturation of the spirit as sleeping minds replay, rework, and reconcile the challenges of waking life. During sleep, the architecture of the psyche reshapes itself. Dreams become the soul's language, a territory both ancient and ever new where unresolved hurts. Archetypal battles and yearnings of heroism are given voice. The boundaries between self and other, between physical and spiritual, soften. In this liminal space, one may encounter their own shadows, receive guidance from inner mentors, or find themselves swept into collective visions that transcend personal narrative. But amid this vast, luminous landscape, not all is ease. As consciousness expands and humanity's vibrational frequency rises, sleepers may become more susceptible to subtle energies, both nourishing and predatory. The fatigue and vulnerability felt upon waking are often the footprints of nocturnal encounters with such forces. Evidence of psychic struggles that leave the souls restless even as the body rests. Ultimately, what truly happens during sleep is a profound alchemy. Wounds seek healing, anxieties seek integration, and the soul seeks reunion with both its higher wisdom and the collective energies of the time. Sleep is thus no passive respite, but an active, essential journey, a sacred voyage through the dark that brings back light, insight, and the medicine of compassion, ready to be woven into waking life. The boundaries between waking reality and the dreaming realm have begun to dissolve, not as a side effect of cosmic chance, but as an orchestrated part of our evolutionary leap. As the energies on Earth accelerate and the vibrations of human consciousness rise, the invisible architecture of our dream life is unveiled, revealing its true purpose as a conduit for transformation and revelation. In this profound threshold, the soul's nightly adventures are no longer escapist reveries, but urgent invitations for growth, guidance, and healing. This unveiling comes at a moment when the veils between worlds are thin, when dreams themselves serve as bridges, carrying wisdom and warning, hope and healing from the depths of the collective unconscious into the waking world. Where once only mystics interpreted messages from the other side, now ordinary dreams awaken with visions that shimmer with insight, gently nudging humanity towards unity, compassion, and renewal. The imperative to understand these nocturnal journeys is greater than ever, for within them lies the blueprint of our next collective step, a calling to awaken, to participate in the planetary shift unfolding beneath the surface of our days. Our collective vibrational frequency is rising swiftly, bringing about significant transformations in the way our souls journey and experience the world during sleep. Individuals who once considered themselves untouched by spiritual experiences are now finding themselves swept into lucid, spontaneous dreams, encountering luminous beings and receiving insights that seem to go far beyond anything they've ever personally lived. What was once reserved for mystics and seekers has now become a shared reality for many. Ordinary people, regardless of background or belief, are finding themselves swept into luminous journeys at night, visions so intensely detailed and imbued with meaning that their waking lives are subtly yet profoundly transformed. These sudden encounters are a shimmer of ethereal light, a gentle voice offering comfort or wisdom, glimpses into realms untouched by daily concerns, bring messages that seem to originate from a source far beyond the self, hinting at a deeper, universal knowledge now made accessible. Such dreams often leave a lingering sense of awe and connection, dissolving the boundaries between the mundane and the miraculous, and inviting even the most skeptical among us to consider the mysterious architecture of the soul's nightly travels. As our collective consciousness rises, it becomes easier for negative entities to access and interact with our energies. Increasingly, individuals who have never struggled with astral parasites are now finding themselves targeted during sleep. Many of you may notice waking up feeling more drained than before. This profound fatigue is a direct result of the ongoing energetic battles and psychic assaults unfolding within the unseen realms. The urgency of understanding the soul's nightly journeys, a call for conscious awakening in transformative times. This precise juncture in human history, a tide is shifting beneath the surface of our daily awareness. The veil between waking and dreaming grows thinner, not by chance, but by necessity. Humanity is on the cusp of spiritual revolution, a profound planetary transformation that is reshaping the very fabric of consciousness. This elevation is no mere abstraction. It's a lived, breathing metamorphosis experienced by countless souls each night in the sacred theater of dreams. The rise of consciousness and the soul's nocturnal voyage. Our collective vibrational frequency is ascending at unprecedented pace. As a result, the boundaries that once separated our physical and spiritual selves are dissolving. Where dreams were once regarded as a private domain of mystics and poets, they are now becoming portals accessible to all. People who once dismissed or ignored their nightly journeys are reporting vivid, spontaneous encounters, moments of lucidity, visions of light, and whispers of wisdom that seem to transcend personal memory and cultural conditioning. The unseen battle, light and shadow. But this awakening comes with its attendant risks. The same thinning veil that allows for greater access to higher realms also makes us more susceptible to the intrusion of negative entities. Forces that thrive on human ignorance and unconsciousness have become more aggressive, sensing their grip on humanity is slipping as we awaken to our true potential. This is not simply a metaphorical battle, but a real struggle, played out in the depths of our nightly experiences. A final confrontation between light and shadow, hope and despair. You have to pay close attention to the emotional state you carry into sleep, as this is more significant now than ever before. When you drift into slumber weighed down by sadness, anger, or unresolved turmoil, your energetic field can become porous, making it easier for negative entities to latch into your frequency. Just as joy and peace act as natural shields, lower vibrations serve as open invitations to those unseen forces that seek to feed off distress and disharmony. As these boundaries between realms thin, the moods we harbor are no longer private. They radiate outwards, shaping the quality of our nocturnal encounters and determining what and who we attract from beyond the veil. Tending to your heart and mind before you sleep, cultivating gratitude, or simply allowing emotions to move through you without resistance becomes a quiet act of spiritual hygiene. In these transformative times, a gentle practice of emotional clearing through breath, prayer, or intention can serve as the simplest yet most profound protection against the shadows longing for entry. Why now? The urgency of this knowledge lies in the immediacy of the transformation. Never before have so many souls awakened in tandem. Never before has the battlefield been so clear. The nights are no longer a passive retreat from the day's struggles. They are an arena in which our spiritual evolution is at stake. If we remain passive, if we simply sleep and hope for the best, we risk falling prey to energies and astral parasites that do not have our best interests at heart. But if we step into our dreams with intention and awareness, we become participants in the unfolding story of human awakening. Protecting your energy and fulfilling your purpose. To navigate this new reality, it's essential that we learn to protect our energy and guide our nightly journeys. This is not a call to fear, but to empowerment. Your awakened soul has brought you to this knowledge at exactly the right moment, urging you to recognize the stakes and rise to meet them by engaging consciously with your dreams. You not only safeguard your mental and spiritual well-being, but also contribute to the collective evolution of humanity. Practical tools: stones, salt, and sacred waters. To shield yourself amid these heightened nocturnal currents, you can draw upon ancient earth wisdom, using physical allies to reinforce your spiritual boundaries. Tourmaline and obsidian, revered for their protective properties, can be placed near your bedside or beneath your pillow. These stones act as energetic sentinels, absorbing negativity and transmuting harmful vibration before they can reach your subtle body. Coarse salt, another time-honored protector, may be arranged in a small bowl at the corners of your room or sprinkled in a thin line across your bedroom threshold. This crystalline barrier helps neutralize discordant energies, creating a sacred perimeter around your sleeping form. Water, the universal purifier, can be charged with intention. Fill a glass and set it beside your bed, visualizing it absorbing and dissolving all unwanted influences during the night. In the morning, pour the water away, symbolically washing residual negativity down the drain. By employing these simple yet potent rituals, you anchor your intentions in the physical realm, fortifying your energy field for journeying beyond the veil. As you settle into sleep, trust in these guardians, knowing your nightly path is shielded and your soul free to traverse higher realms with clarity and purpose. The silver cord, your soul's lifeline. Beyond stones, salt, and sacred water, there exists a subtle tether, spoken of in ancient wisdom and witnessed in countless journeys beyond the veil: the silver cord. This luminous strand, gossamer, thin yet unbreakable, binds your physical being to your spiritual essence. It's the thread that connects your dreaming self to your awakening consciousness, ensuring that as you voyage through dreams or traverse astral landscapes, there remains an inviolable pathway home. The silver cord is not a physical rope, but a radiant current of energy, visible to those whose inner sight is keen and whose intuition is awakened. It stretches from the crown of your head out into the vastness of the dream realms, a conduit for wisdom, memory, and life itself. As you rest each night, your soul may soar through realms of light and shadow, but the silver cord ensures you are always anchored, never lost, never adrift. To strengthen your connection to this sacred lifeline, enter sleep with gratitude and awareness. Visualize the cord shimmering with vibrant silver light, unwavering and pure, safeguarding your return from every adventure. Trust in its protection. Let it remind you that no matter how far you travel in your nightly journeys, you remain whole, guided, and safe. With this assurance, you become more than a passive dreamer. You are conscious traveler, returning each dawn with a new wisdom gleaned from the stars. And yet, Tales from the dreamers and seers across traditions remind us that appearance of the silver cord is as unique as the soul it anchors. Some perceive it as a shimmering thread of liquid mercury, delicate and luminous. Others sense it as a broad ribbon of silken light, almost palpable in its comfort and strength. There are those for whom it glows with rainbow hues, pulsating gently with each heartbeat, while some glimpse only a faint gossamer mist, felt more than seen, a whisper of connection rather than a visible tether. Trust the vision that arises for you, for your inner sight speaks in the language of your own spirit. No matter its form, the essence remains the same, a divine assurance tailored to your consciousness that you're ever connected, ever protected. This personal variation is not a flaw, but a sign of the sacred intimacy between your soul and the realms it traverses. In honoring the way your silver cord appears, you deepen your relationship with your inner guidance, and you strengthen the trust that's the bedrock of spiritual navigation. A call to action. What you do with this understanding will echo far beyond your individual journey. Each act of conscious dreaming, each effort to shield your soul from negativity becomes a thread in the tapestry of humanity's awakening. This is your invitation. Indeed, your responsibility to become an active agent in this transformative era. The knowledge is here. The moment is now. How you respond may well determine the shape of the future, not just for yourself, but for all. Forces and entities that thrive on human unawareness are amplifying their efforts, fully aware that humanity is undergoing a profound spiritual awakening. It's a final battle between light and shadow. The main battlefield is our nightly experiences. Each evening, as we surrender to sleep, unseen forces stir, vying not only for dominion over our dreams, but for influence in the waking world. In these liminal hours, the boundaries between realms are at their thinnest, and our unconscious minds become both fortress and frontier. The choices we make, the awareness we bring, how we prepare, what we allow into our sacred space, and the consciousness we bring to our journeys are the very strategies that tip the balance and determine whether we emerge empowered or depleted by dawn. In this twilight theater, your vigilance is not only a personal safeguard, but a vital act of service in the restoration of collective harmony. Your spiritual growth and inner balance hinge upon this, guided by your awakened soul. You have arrived at this wisdom. Now is the moment to take meaningful action and safeguard your energy. Your actions, guided by this newfound understanding, will play an essential role in humanity's awakening.